Hi, my name is Carl Lennon, Leader of Architecture and Design in the Business Unit Projects for Lixil. Delighted to be part of WAF Virtual 2021 today, and we share with you our new REBA approved CPD, Circularity in the Bathroom and Kitchen, Cradle to Cradle certified. After a company introduction, we will look at the circular economy and how the Cradle to Cradle concept fits in and how it's applied to architecture, specifically in the bathroom and kitchen sector. We'll end the presentation by explaining the advantages of Cradle to Cradle. We hope that through this session you will gain an improved understanding of the Cradle to Cradle concept and its role within the circular economy, how the C2C concept is applied within architecture, C2C product design in the kitchen and bathroom sector, and the C2C certification scheme. Now for a company introduction. GROHE is a leading global brand for complete bathroom solutions and kitchen fittings, dedicated to providing innovative water products. The brand traces back its origins to the early 19th century in Germany and has been active in the UK market since 1963. Lixil is a leading provider of water and housing products and is proud to make products and provide services that touch the lives of more than 1 billion people every day. Here at GROHE, we pride ourselves on 4 key brand values: quality, technology, design, and sustainability. And you can see here on the screen now some of the acknowledgements we've received in the past. In this section, we will look at the circular economy and how the Cradle to Cradle design concept fits in, aiming for a world without waste. First, we must look at waste. Waste is essentially material in the wrong place. Reusing the materials contained in product instead of disposing of them after a product is no longer in use is a smart approach that addresses both the global waste problem and the increasing resource scarcity. The Global Risk Report of 2021 of the World Economic Forum defines natural resource crisis as the 5th top risk by impact to become a critical threat within the next 5 to 10 years. According to the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, a circular economy is based on the principles of designing out waste and pollution, keeping products and materials in use, and regenerating natural systems. The premise of the circular economy is adopting strategies to respond to an anticipated resource scarcity. This means a global approach to using fewer materials and less energy to reduce our carbon footprint. It is also a unified endeavour to rethink the way we make products and use materials effectively. Key aspects of the circular economy are keeping all materials in continuous cycles, stimulating the use of renewable energy only, and celebrating diversity. Companies are encouraged to devise a cradle-to-cradle strategy. This means fully integrating the concept into all areas of their business. Quite simply, this is not just for the corporate social responsibility team, but for everyone involved in the business from product production through to waste recycling. This integration is critical to implement a shared vision. Complete buy-in is also required from the whole supply chain. A success is contingent on a united endeavour. As the Cradle to Cradle roadmap evolves, so should the company's goals, strategy and approach. Planning and preparation should include a rolling plan, indicating those who are responsible for implementing it and their specific objectives. It should be regularly updated and new approaches delivered. The objectives should be woven into the company's policies and procedures such as appraisals and target setting. Each stage of the plan will take a minimum of 5 years, so a collaborative effort and a long-term mindset is required. The most widely used model within circular economy is Cradle to Cradle design. It is a biomimetic approach to the design of products and systems that models human industry on nature's processes, where materials are viewed as nutrients circulating in the healthy, safe metabolisms. The term itself is a play on the popular corporate phrase cradle to grave, implying that the C2C model is sustainable and considerate of life and future generations, from birth or cradle, of one generation to the next generation, versus from birth to death or grave, within the same generation. It is a holistic, economic, industrial and social framework that seeks to create systems that are not only efficient but also free from waste. The model is not limited to industrial design and manufacturing. It can also be applied to urban environments, buildings, economics and social systems. The design of a product is optimized for its functionality, its beauty and its quality to fulfill the needs of a customer. However, a significant part of this C2C approach is to design the product with the intention of bringing it back in technical or biological cycle. This means that it can be disassembled and used in nature or resources for the production of new products. There are two strategies to achieve this. Strategy 1 is to use fewer materials and less energy, which in turn reduce the carbon footprint of the product. And strategy 2 is to rethink the way we make things and use materials more effectively. Once a company's C2C strategy has been implemented, products which have achieved accreditation can apply the logo and certification level Basic, Bronze, Silver, Gold and Platinum to the product itself and use it within the sales literature, their websites, presentations and at trade shows. Through the use of products, each of the audiences can gain recognition for supporting the circular building concept while generating a higher property value. Incorporating cradle-to-cradle products into a building can deliver tax benefits from local and regional government and can offer reputational benefits for the company itself, such as demonstrating its commitment to the environment. Finally, C2C products are valued in the building certification systems like LEED, BREEAM and DNGB and contribute points acquisition in the material module. In this next section, we will look at how specifically the cradle-to-cradle concept is applied within architecture. Within the building sector, energy efficiency, CO2 savings, and the use of renewable energies are standard criteria for the construction of new buildings. However, significant change needs to occur to meet challenges of scarcity of resources. In the long term, the primary issue will be the lack of new raw material. According to the EPEA, the Environmental Protection and Enhancement Agency, the construction sector is the biggest consumer of raw materials worldwide and the producer of enormous quantities of waste. So the construction industry is responsible like almost no other industry sector. Fast and efficient solutions for climate and resource problems must be realised for the construction of new buildings. According to the cradle-to-cradle framework, buildings can be created like trees and cities or forests for a positive footprint for people, society and the environment. Unlike current buildings, the new buildings should be networked, self-sufficient, flexible, circular, healthy and energy positive. They should be flexible and capable of conversion and be easy to disassemble, separate by type and fully regenerative. With cradle-to-cradle principles, buildings can be a source of durable and valuable raw materials that release the resources again after the end of their service life. Buildings according to the cradle-to-cradle principles can create a positive rather than negative ecological footprint through their production of renewable energies. The long-term aim is that buildings will supply more energy than they consume, becoming energy positive buildings. As we spend more than 90% of our lives in buildings, the choice of materials in a C2C building must follow statutory standards. Those that do ensure a productivity enhancing and inspiring indoor climate. The C2C design framework also helps architects to achieve building certifications such as DNGB, LEED or BREEAM. BREEAM in use and LEED allocate substantial coverage to the environmental and energy aspects of a building. Finally, BIM now includes information on recycling and in 2020 launched a 4D BIM to enhance construction waste reuse and recycle planning. Cradle to cradle is possibly the most important element for a healthy circular economy. This means that for an effective circular economy, everything within it must be harmless to people and the planet. As quoted here, there is a massive opportunity for innovation in the building sector since it accounts for more than 50% of the worldwide material consumption, said Professor Dr. Michael Braungart, who developed the cradle-to-cradle design concept together with William McDonough. Cradle-to-cradle buildings can be seen across the world in education, retail, public sector and commercial settings, to name a few. In all of these instances, cradle-to-cradle projects delivered not only the architect's vision, but also made a significant contribution to the circular economy. As an example, the McDonald's restaurant at the Olympic Park, London, the two-storey timber structure, which only existed during the 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Games, was situated right next to the Olympic Stadium and had 1,500 seats. At the time, it was the largest McDonald's restaurant in the world. Once the Games had ended, the building was dismantled and in the spirit of the greenest Games ever, up to 75% of it was reused. Almost all of the components have been recycled and the furniture and fittings distributed to existing future restaurants in Great Britain. In the public washrooms, self-closing wash basin faucets were highly effective in reducing the water consumption. In this section, we will look at how cradle-to-cradle product design can be applied in the bathroom and kitchen sector. The cradle-to-cradle design concept is applied in many projects to drastically reduce the use of new resources. For example, with cradle-to-cradle bathroom and kitchen fittings, each element is designed and manufactured with the intent of using its components and its end-of-life phase for the creation of new products. Taps and faucets can come with a minimum guarantee which can vary from different manufacturers from 1 year to 10 years. Once they reach the end of life, the product's components are then reused in other products and contexts. Also, to reinforce the principles of C2C, leading manufacturers ensure that products are designed with replaceable parts for the ease of long-term maintenance. For instance, spare parts are even made for up to 10 years after the products are discontinued. Cradle-to-cradle design in bathroom and kitchen sector utilises secondary raw materials as much as possible, using up to 55% of recycled material in production. Similarly, the packaging is recyclable, with 99% of the packaging being paper, cardboard or paperboard, PPK. Cradle-to-cradle sanitary fittings use water-saving technologies, and their production processes also work to significantly reduce water consumption. During the processing of C2C sanitary fittings, there are numerous measures to reduce the carbon footprint and conserve resources. Since 2014, there has been a 34.7% reduction in carbon footprint within the production of C2C bathroom and kitchen fittings. Measures include green electricity at all production sites, investment in solar technology, and 3D printing products to save energy in production. With waste recycling rates at 99% and the use of brass with recycling proportions of up to 80%, C2C sanitary fittings have incrementally approached a circular economy for years. The 4 products shown here have taken a big step away from linear model towards circular value creation. Moreover, the C2C sanitary fittings can incorporate energy-saving technology to prevent unnecessary use of hot water by supplying only cold when the lever is in middle position. This can help reduce a building's carbon footprint, which is particularly important in light of the fact that the carbon emissions from buildings and construction constitute almost 40% of global carbon emissions. Sanitary fittings typically have a long life cycle, but manufacturers of C2C kitchen and bathroom fittings are working on take-back processes for discarded C2C faucets in the future. Cradle-to-Cradle Certified Product Standard is a globally recognised measure of safer, more sustainable products made for the circular economy. Product designers, manufacturers and brands around the world rely on the standard as a transformative pathway for designing and making products with a positive impact on people and the planet. To achieve a certification, a product is evaluated in terms of the following categories: material health, material utilisation, renewable energy, water stewardship, and social fairness. Each product is designated a level of achievement. The ethos of C2C accreditation is continuous improvement. This means that once a company has achieved its silver status, it must strive to achieve gold certification. Based on the criteria, a product is assigned an achievement level for each category. A product's lowest category achievement also represents its overall certification level. The standard encourages continuous improvement over time by awarding certification on the basis of ascending levels of achievement and requiring certification renewal every 2 years. In contrast to a linear model, the C2C concept drastically reduces the use of new resources. A product is designed and manufactured with the intent of using its components in its end-of-life phase for the creation of new products. Cold start taps prevent unnecessary production of hot water by supplying cold water with the faucet lever in the middle position of the fitting, instead of a mixture of hot and cold water. This is particularly important because carbon emissions from buildings and construction constitute 40% of the global carbon emissions. A flow limiting masseur with an aerator can reduce the water flow by up to 50%. This reduces the consumption of water without compromise on the user experience. C2C sanitary fittings are safe, circular and responsibly made for tomorrow. C2C sanitary fittings can be returned for reuse or recycling at the end of product life. Take a leading C2C sanitary fitting manufacturer's take-back scheme for example. Here is what happens to a C2C tapware product after being returned to the recycling centre. Some components, such as parts of brass and stainless steel, like cartridges, screws and nuts, can be sanitised and reused if quality permitting, otherwise sent to recycling for new material. These represent 2% of the total product materials. The metal body is 80% of the total returned C2C tapware. Zinc die-cast is stripped from the chrome surface and then sent to the metal recycling centre for melting down and can be reused in sanitary fittings or other industries. Various plastic components make up to 17% of the product materials. They are sent for separation, granulation, and are reworked into new materials usable by sanitary fittings manufacturers and other industries. The Cradle to Cradle Products Innovation Institute is an independent, non-profit organisation co-founded by William McDonough and Michael Braungart in 2010 to bring about a large-scale transformation in the way we make things. The Institute is dedicated to empowering innovation for the circular economy through products that have a positive impact on people and planet. Cradle to Cradle Certified is used by future-focused designers, brands, retailers and manufacturers across the value chain to innovate, optimise materials and products according to the world's most advanced science-based measures for material health, product circularity, renewable energy and climate, water and soil stewardship and social fairness. Cradle to Cradle products therefore add to the credentials of the project. They are recognised by key organisations such as BREEAM and LEED. The use of C2C certified products are rewarded points related to the material sourcing. Cradle to Cradle certified products can be found on the C2C Institute website. In May 2021, 226 items were registered in the building supply and materials category. In the category plumbing, pipe and fixtures, there is currently only one producer of fittings. The C2C organisation and EPEA are acting as advisors to projects with C2C ambitions and advise on how to identify relevant products. C2C bathroom and kitchen fittings should comply with relevant building regulations. These include Approved Document L, Approved Document 7, Approved Document G. We hope through this CPD you will have achieved an improved understanding of what the C2C concept is and its role in the circular economy, the significance of C2C design concept applied within architecture, how C2C product design is applied in the bathroom and kitchen sector, and finally the C2C certification scheme and how it works. Other GROHE REBA approved CPDs are available: 3D printing for advanced bathroom fittings, hygiene optimization for sanitary facilities, and water saving without compromising on performance. Thank you for joining and look forward to seeing you again on GROHE X.